Alrighty, and then to move on to this next segment, it's just going to be me and Isaac, and I think it might be like that for the next few episodes as well, unless we bring Mike back on to talk about the Cubs. But Chase is on vacation, so he might miss. I think it's 2 or 3 episodes, just to let everyone know. But getting into the Mets, Thursday, you got Darvish versus T1 Walker. Walker's been pitching really well. Darvish coming off of a bad outing, but Darvish has still been fantastic early on. So two good pitchers on that day. Friday, it's Blake Snell. On the Mets side, it's to be determined. I think we might see Joey Lucchesi there. Not exactly sure. Then on Saturday, it's going to be DeGrom and Musgrove. So hopefully Musgrove's able to hang in there. But we know how great DeGrom's been this year and throughout his whole career. And then on Sunday, it's going to be Stroman. And I think the Padres will probably pitch Paddock that day. But just hearing out those matchups, Isaac, what do you think? Do you think there's an advantage any day for the Padres, or where do you think the Mets are kind of at with that? Because I feel like the Mets have a little bit advantage just looking at their arms that they're able to throw, just because that rotation is nasty right now.
Yeah, really bad time to run into the Mets. I don't know how to feel about all the matches. Obviously, we're all going to have the most confidence in the Yu Darvish matchup, in my opinion, at least. But I think that Chris Paddock, Joey Fuego matchup might be a one we might be a little confident. And it depends on what Chris Paddock we get.
Well,
Um,
it's Paddock. It's Paddock against Stroman on Sunday, and then the
okay,
Friday one is Snell, probably against Joey Lucchesi. But I'm not
okay,
100% sure about that one yet because that one's to be determined right now.
right. No confidence in Snell whatsoever right now, unfortunately. But overall, it's really gonna depend on our pitchers, how far our pitchers go, and especially our lineup. I mean, from what I've seen so far, especially these past couple of series, our lineup cannot hit off starting pitching right now. They've been scoring a lot of runs off the bullpen, having to come back from a lot of early deficits. So like I said, it's a bad time to run into the Mets, but it's baseball. You never know how things are going to go. For all we know, we could put up 5 runs against DeGrom in the first 5 innings. So hopefully we come out with a series split. I'd be happy with that.
I feel like amid all the injuries, I feel like a series split is probably a big win for the Padres just because you start looking at the list. We saw today Tommy Pham, ha-seong Kim both go down. It seems like Kim's going to be all right. Pham, on the other hand, probably going to miss like some amount of extended period of time just because he had some jaw injury. I think he's going to get a CT scan. It was on Friday, no, Thursday. And then you kind of start looking. Tatis is out with the oblique. Nola's out. Palm's been out. There's just so many guys out right now. Grisham's still out, and nothing seems super serious. The Tatis one is a little bit concerning just because if you have that oblique, I don't know how much that is was affected by the shoulder injury. I don't know if there's any effect, but just being kind of down the line on the side of your body like that, maybe it's something that he just tweaked from that. I would probably doubt it. I think that he'll be all right. I think it was just some soreness and more of them just being cautious than anything. But there are so many injuries right now, and this was similar to when the Padres went on that big win streak. Coming off being swept by the Cubs, though, it looks a little bit bleak, I would say. So, how much do you think the injuries are going to play an impact in this series, Isaac?
I mean, only time will tell, but I think it'll be a huge impact. You're missing your hottest bat, your best bat, National League Player of the Month last month. Um, he's going to be out for who knows how long. Hopefully, it's only another game or two. But with Fernando, of course, you want to play it safe. That's our superstar player. You don't want to rush anything. There's still a lot of season left. Um, but Ha-seong Kim, that's been the guy that if Tatis is out, he comes in and he provides a good bat, especially with runners in scoring position. He's been clutching up in those positions lately. And he provides a really good glove, just a mishap today with Tommy Pham. But other than that, he provides that gold glove defense that I think it's gold glove defense. He might be out for a certain period of time. So, now you have Tuku, Mateo, you have guys that from AAA, kind of like that Cardinal series, that are going to be getting kind of a lot of at bats. But hopefully, we see Fernando at some point in this series. Trent Grisham, someone that I actually thought would be coming back in this Cubs series, possibly. I don't know how many days it's been since that injury, but hopefully we see him here in this Mets series. Who knows? But like I said, only time will tell how these injuries affect us, and only time will tell when these guys come back to provide the value that we know they can.
So then you look at all the injuries, and let's just say all the guys that are dinged up right now aren't going to play in the series. For you, who's a guy that needs to step up? For me, it's definitely going to be Manny Machado. And I think we say this all the time, like, he's going to get hot eventually. He's going to get hot. If there's a time for him to carry the offense and really flip the switch, I feel like against this Mets team, against the elite starting pitching, because we know he's able to hit off those elite guys. He's able to hit guys like Bauer. He's been able to hit a lot of top-end pitchers in the past. And I think that's what makes him really special. I think that what makes a lot of these superstar players really special. And I think we need to see that from him right now because this lineup's super banged up. Basically, your everyday starters right now are him, Hosmer, and Cronenworth. That's kind of it. You could throw in Caratini in that just because he's been that since he's been here. But pretty much everyone else is out. Will Myers missed today. I think Myers is probably fine, but we know that he's been hurt a couple times throughout the season. So you could add him in there as well. But Isaac, who's your guy? Do you like Manny to kind of be that guy that explodes this series, or do you think there's someone else that can maybe do that for the Padres?
You read my mind. I was going to say Manny because, Fernando's out. He was the spark of this offense. Like I said, National League Player of the Month. He was basically carrying this offense for a while, in my opinion. Runners were getting on, and he was always getting them in. Trent Grisham's still out. That's another spark of this offense that we truly believe he's a superstar. We think he's another, he's kind of like in that same category. Fernando, Cronenworth, Hosmer, Machado, and Myers. Those are kind of like the six guys that when you think of the Padres and you see them going 1 through 6, that's one of the deadliest 1 through 6 in the league. So there's definitely a lot of pieces missing from this offense right now, from this team in general. So Manny is absolutely going to have to step up. He's going to have to provide a spark to this offense, and I think you can throw Eric Hosmer in there too, especially considering Eric Hosmer will probably be batting cleanup. He's going to have to bring in a lot of runs.
Yeah, the Padres are definitely going to have their work cut out for them too. The Mets right now are tied for second with the Yankees in terms of overall ERA from their pitchers. Padres are still sitting at number 1, but a couple rough outings last few days have moved it. I think it's over a 2.8 now, which is still phenomenal. But a couple days ago it was a 2.6, so it's kind of got moved a little bit higher. I think the Mets rotation is sitting at a 3.18 right now, and that might be affected by Wednesday's game as well. But going to be tough. Going to be really tough. You go against DeGrom, Taijuan Walker. You go, these guys, they have good arms and guys that have been pitching really well. Also, just as a team, they've been pretty hot lately, currently leading their division. I know that the Braves have not really been themselves, so maybe the Braves could overtake them. But right now, they're sitting at 26, 21. Their bats haven't been good. I mean, we know what happens when DeGrom pitches and everyone freaks out about the lack of run support. But overall, I think this is going to be a pretty tough series for the Padres. But before we take off, anything else you want to add, Isaac?
No, I don't think so. I just think, like Matt said, this is going to be a really tough series to win. I see a split as a W for the Padres because, considering all the injuries and I feel like the team chemistry might have been affected with the whole Tommy Pham situation today. There's just a lot of things going on regarding injuries and, the rotation is, I think the starting rotation is bottom 5 in innings pitched. They're just not getting very deep into ball games. And I think in order to win this series, we're going to have to see our rotation go deep into ball games.
Yeah, absolutely. They need to match with some of these elite guys. But I think that'll do it for today's episode. So thanks everyone for listening, and we'll be back very soon.